We haven't even begun to fight. And that's another reason why this administration is still in office. Because the people have not yet begun to fight. Well, how do we get the people into the fray? We've got to be very smart, very careful, and really value the welfare of our people. And that's why our plan doesn't call for strikes in the streets. It doesn't call for demonstrations in the streets. It doesn't call for civil disobedience. It doesn't call for acts that will get you arrested. Because we become effective, this administration, they're going to want to suppress our actions for good. They're ready for it. Department of Homeland Security, executive orders that are coming down the pike now, they're getting ready because they know we're going to react. So our plan says we front load a national strike. We front load a 3-day act of national solidarity. And this is what happens. That's what we're doing right now. This is phase 1. Go around the country. I'm going around the country collecting pledges. I'm going around the country enlisting folks like you who are on the front line of, let's say, concern and ready to act, so that you can help me collect these pledges. I can't do it myself. We collect these pledges from around the country until we get enough that we can take the petition back to Conyers, and instead of saying, here's our petition, do your duty, represent it, and if he says no, I don't have to walk out of that door angry but helpless. I say, no, well, I'll tell you what, I've got 1.5 million Americans who are ready to stay home starting Monday for 3 days and an act of national solidarity. Now, you ready to stand up to that? Are you ready to watch this country come to a halt for 3 days? Solid days? We got an ultimatum. We've got pressure. Okay, now what happens? We shut down this country for 3 days, and Congress still doesn't react. We don't just have the 1.5 million that we got by doing our collections. The rest of America is going to be incensed. They're going to say, my God, for one thing, people are staying home. Americans will stand up to this administration. Number 2, they're going to say, but yet they're still not doing the will of the people. We got a big problem here. So day 2, we don't just have 1.5 million, we got 3 million because other people are in solidarity, they're standing up and they're becoming a nation again. We need solidarity in America. This is what could be called a central unifying action. We give America an administration to oppose, and we use that opposition to unify us. That's the plan. Now, we have Congress there with an ultimatum. Are you going to take on the population of the people? Are you going to take them on? 51 million people voted against Bush in 2004. Okay, I think they're all still against him. Right? We got about another 25% of the voters we get now are Republicans. So, yeah, that over here, we got 71 million Americans out there that are absolutely staunchly against this president. So we got 71 million potential strikers. That can get rid of Georgie and Dick. Okay? Now, I'll go a little step further. Someone asked, this gentleman back here, asked Dr. Colonel Bishop Bowman. Okay, several hats. But what about the same people taking offshore and coming back again? And I ask you to have some vision and some belief here. By having this action, there's something called solidarity. It's a great feeling. Anybody, how many people here have been a part of the union? Been members of the union? Okay? All right? That's where you get your power from. You get that brotherhood of a union, you get that brotherhood of a nation. And with that kind of solidarity, you're going to inspire leadership throughout this movement. And those leaders will rise, and those are our new representatives. Those are the people we put in office. We have new leadership to replace these people who are in Congress now. That's the vision we have to have. In 1776, I was in Philadelphia a couple weeks ago. I'm a Westerner. I'm a Westerner, right? The only thing we got is the Alamo, maybe down in Texas for history. The rest is nice sunsets and beautiful weather. But I went to Philadelphia and I was overwhelmed by the things that I'd only read about in history books. I still am. So I went to Carpenter's Hall, and it reminded me of a circle of men who stood up. They stood up to tyranny, because they were bright, they were motivated, and they loved freedom. And they didn't say, oh, Parliament says that the Boston Tea Party was illegal, we better watch out for ourselves. Damn, it would have been nice if we could have gotten away with it. They said, no, we're going to create a Continental Congress of our own. We're going to bring ourselves together and create solidarity. Thomas Paine's going to write Common Sense. He's going to galvanize the nation. And they did that. And they went out and they picked up muskets, and unfortunately they had to kill and fight and die to win their independence. All we're asking people to do is stay home for 3 days.